Welcome back everybody to the next episode in our Dario Franchitti being the boss of AlphaTauri in F1 Manager 22 career mode. We have got the Baku city circuit up today. We'll see how that goes. Fast speed track, which could potentially suit our car. As you can see, our upcoming events, we've got a few things coming up. Going to have everything done in a week. We've got 11 days before Azerbaijan. We are currently 4th in the Constructors' Championship. Our goal is to finish 6th, and realistically it's been all Pierre Gasly so far. He's got 50 points and Yuki has 3. So I think for next year, we will be looking for another driver to replace Yuki. Right now, we have a few being scouted. We are currently scouting Daniel Ricciardo, Nick De Vries, and Théo Pourchaire. We have fully scouted Oscar Piastri, Alex Albon, Sebastian Vettel, and Valtteri Bottas. I think the next two I will probably look at scouting are Fernando and Esteban. And I may even entertain looking at Kevin Magnussen and Lance Stroll as well, but we will wait and see on that. In terms of the staff, I'm actually thinking of potentially keeping Pierre Hamlin. He's 36 years old. He's one of the youngest of those above him. The only other one younger is the Red Bull mechanic, Hugh Bird. And maybe for our second engineer, because as you can see, our second one is way down here. 72 overall, we could potentially go after the Alfa Romeo guy, or even the Haas one, or Williams. But I'm actually thinking maybe going after the Alpine one, because he is the same age as Pierre Hamlin and only 1 point lower. So it's still going to be a boost for our second driver, and the key is he is interested in joining. So I think I might scout them next, but we still got, I believe, 16 days. No, 9 days. We had 16 in the previous episode, of course. So we will be able to scout new guys before we head off to Azerbaijan. So I will catch you at that stage. Wind tunnel has been improved. Nice. That's a big one for us. So there's the little boosts for the wind tunnel. It's a big monthly upkeep upgrade from 84,000 up to 334,000 a month. Our drag reduction is improved though. Everything is basically doubled from the looks of it. So that's pretty good. I don't know if that affects current parts on the car or if it's only going to affect future designs. I guess we'll find out soon enough. Manufacturing of our underfloor is ready. Okay, I'm going to do some suspension here. I'll get 4 of them because that takes 20 days, and in 20 days our next aerodynamic period opens up. So the game will stop on that day because we have finished development of something. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I think we might upgrade some facilities here. Yeah, I'm going to take that one, and I think I'm going to take both the memorabilia and tour center as well. Going to help our team attractiveness and staff and driver morale. I'm going to grab that, and the tour center will help us get a little bit more money. We'll upgrade that too, and we're back to 10 million. Okay, so our scouts are done. We've scouted all our drivers and the race engineer, so I'm going to do what I said we would do and scout a few guys that I want to. And we will scout Fernando Alonso as part of the next round, I think. Might also scout Zhou Guanyu next time as well. Okay, we are up to the race weekend, so I'll catch you in Baku.
Hello from Baku, where we're looking forward to a weekend of racing among the medieval and the modern, here at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Drivers will be battling it out on the streets of the Baku city circuit, a real contradiction of a track. From the long main straights where the less drag the better, to the tight turns where downforce is a necessity. Teams are going to have to work hard to get that balance right. The season is about halfway through, and it makes me wonder, what else is in store for the teams? Well, there's only one way to find out. The competition is on.
Pretty gross. As you can see, it's going to be a dry weekend here, so it's going to be a completely different race from last time out around the streets of Monte Carlo. Will be a bit more straightforward, I think. So I'll catch you at the end of practice. I'm actually going to run Liam Lawson here in replacement of Gasly for this practice session. Give him a little bit more experience boost.
There's been a crash. Let's take a look at the replay. Okay, here's the Ferrari. They've lost control.
End of pre-practice 1, and we did pretty good there. We started out on the hard tires and we just cruised around, and then at the end we slapped on a set of the softer compound and pushed a bit, and as you can see we are 5th and 6th. Yuki 6/10 off the pace, Liam a further half second back, so pretty happy with that. There's just the one incident with Carlos Sainz. We binned it, but other than that it was pretty uneventful, so I will catch you at the end of FP2.
VSC, need to drop the pace.
Okay.
We've had a crash. Let's see what happened there. Now let's watch this. The Alfa Romeo involved in this one. And there we see...
I'm an idiot. Okay.
Copy.
It's a crash! Let's take a closer look. Now look at this. It was the Alpha Tauri driver involved. Oh, a nasty crash.
At the end of practice 2, Verstappen tops the times again. Got a couple tenths on Charles this time. Pierre still back in P5, a good 3/4 of a second off, and then Yuki another 1/4 second behind that, back in P8. So overall pretty happy with that setup. We are looking okay. We went out on the mediums and the softs, so they're the two sets that we're gonna give back to the FIA. No real incidents. Yuki had a spin but didn't damage the car, so we don't have to replace anything there. Right at the death, Pierre did get 5 out of 5 for his setup knowledge. So I haven't seen what it is, it just said it was optimal. So we'll see what it actually is for FP3. And on the topic of that, we will have to change out our Monaco parts, give him both a fresh gearbox and better engine components, because Baku is much more of a power track than what Monaco is. So we'll do that for FP3, and I will join you at the end of it.
We return for the next day of our highly anticipated race weekend, which sees the end of practice and the start of qualifying. By the end of the day, we'll know who's leading at the front, who's packing out the midfield, and who's bringing up the rear. All 20 drivers competing will be pushing their cars to the limit, pushing themselves to the limit too. But if they can push beyond those limits, well, the very best find themselves mounting a challenge for the championship. Hold on tight, because we're getting underway.
At the end of all 3 practice sessions, we have managed to max out both driver setups. Both are at 100%. Pierre nearly got up to 80% on the track acclimatization, and Yuki I think is around 88%. Pierre did a couple more laps because he was already at 100% on the setup when we loaded into FP3, whereas we still had to tweak Yuki's setup a little bit in order to get him up to 100%, but we managed it. And then we went out on the softs at the end of the session, and as you can see, we are 1-2. So an awesome day for us. So now we see whether we can keep that form for qualifying. Qualifying 1 is over with, and we went out right at the end of the session, did one run and got both guys through, 9th and 12th. The 5 guys out as you would expect, the 2 Williams, the 2 Astons, and Mick Schumacher. Just missed out by half a tenth on Daniel Ricciardo. So the Alpines also not looking that brilliant. Well, in the hands of Ocon anyway. Alonso looks pretty quick. We look like we're around where we should be. Max looks fast as usual. He, of course, thumped everybody a couple races ago in Spain, right? He had like half a minute on everybody. And I believe he overhauled Sainz last time out in Monaco. So qualifying up front here is not always the best idea, but I'd rather be qualifying at the front than at the back, that's for sure. I'll catch you at the end of qualifying too. Gonna ride on board with Pierre Gasly as he starts his last ditch lap. Currently in P8, 10th and a half to the good. We'll see what he can do here. Yuki is 0.004 of a second out at this stage. I'm expecting Hamilton will improve, but we'll see about our guys. Zhou is already green through the first sector. Verstappen is fastest through sector 1. Ricciardo's gone green as well, so is Ocon. So is George. Leclerc, I guess everybody probably will. So far everybody is. Going up to the castle section. Safely navigated. Zhou and Ricciardo green again. Verstappen is on an absolute flyer. And he's going to get draft from Ricciardo. So this could be a real quick lap. Leclerc goes faster through sector 2. Zhou improves up to P9. Knocks Hamilton out for the moment. Ricciardo stays 13th. Max improves his time. Gasly comes up to the line. Goes P7 ahead of Magnussen. We'll watch Yuki as he comes up to the line. Norris goes P8. Yuki goes P10 and gets knocked out by Lewis, I think. No, he got knocked out by Fernando. And Lewis. Okay, so P9 for Pierre and P12 for Yuki. Overall, pretty good effort though. What were the times like? How close were they? Oh, he was a 10th off. Yeah, that might have been a bit tough for him to find, I think. But still pretty happy with that. The confirmation of the 5 who did not make it through. Lando, Yuki, Esteban, Zhou and Daniel Ricciardo. With the other 10 making it through. Max didn't quite run what he did in Q1. 100th and a bit slower, but still a good 10th faster than anything else at this stage. So it looks like he's got some pace left in the tank. We look like we're going to have a battle royale between Haas and Alpine for the points here. Whether we can hang on to the coattails of the Mercedes and the Alfa Romeos, I don't know, but we will find out at the end of Q3. I'm going to ride on board with Pierre again. We took manual control there. Our hope is that we might get a bit of a draft off Charles Leclerc in front of us here, at least down this straight and possibly the next one, before he disappears into the sunset. We've got the freshest tyres of anybody. Which could play into our hands a bit. We can get some draft off Leclerc, we might be okay. See where we are coming up to the first sector. Leclerc goes green, so does Pierre. Magnussen did not improve his time, Bottas did. Russell did not. Neither did Hamilton, nor did Verstappen. Perez has, and Sainz, a last man to go through Sector 1. Eventually. And he improves as well. Charles goes green through Sector 2, so does Pierre. And we just got the drag down to the line. Hamilton has not improved. Magnussen and George have not either. Nor is Verstappen. Leclerc finishes his lap. Gasly did not improve on that sector.
Fail 84, please. Fail 84.
So he is going to stay P9. We'll go on conserve now. Because I don't think Hamilton's going to improve.
Need to drop the pace.
He does not. So it's pretty close, hey? Between us, Alonso, and Magnussen. Tell you what, if he could find half a tenth, he'd be P7. That's okay. So as we expected, we stay P9 after qualifying. We weren't able to find that half a tenth that we needed to get past Fernando or Kevin. Max is on pole again. Got a tenth over Charles. Valtteri did a real good job there to be P5 in front of George by a tenth and a half there, and then there's a couple tenth gap back to us, essentially, with Magnussen, Alonso, and Gasly all less than half a tenth, and then Lewis a couple tenths back. I'm not sure whether Mercedes do have upgrades here, but they've only got them on George's car, because usually Lewis would be right on the same pace, but not today. So I'll go ahead and do the race strategy, and we will catch you for the start of the Grand Prix.
The time has come for these drivers to fight it out wheel to wheel. Race day has arrived.
AlphaTauri's qualifying results were in line with the targets set out for the team. They certainly have the potential to achieve a good result here today. We saw a reasonable push from Mercedes in qualifying, and they'll have plenty of opportunities here to achieve a great result. We've been having sunny weather here today, but there are some clouds looming that might complicate things for teams further down the line.
Well, whatever happens, it's sure to be a tremendous race day here at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
Position gain, we need one spot from both drivers. We lost out last time. While Pierre did really well, Yuki wasn't able to do that. I think we'll go for it again. It's an extra 200 grand, and if we lose out, we lose out. No big deal. Okay, so I think we'll go the one stop from the mediums to the hards. We do have a fresh set of softs in our back pocket for both drivers if we need it. So there are some clouds around, but I don't think we're expecting any rain. Not much else to do really. We filled it all the way up. We got 0.9 of a lap over on the fuel, so we can burn a little bit, but not too much. Nothing like what we could in Monte Carlo. And I think we'll go aggressive off the start again, see if we can make up some spots.
I don't want to tempt fate, but there are quite a few clouds overhead as we look at the lineup on the grid. And there we have Pierre Gasly. Not as close to the front as they might have wished for, but we know the race order can change a lot during those first few corners. And behind them, there's Tsunoda. With their starting position in the back 10, they'll have their work cut out for them. Everything's been building to this. Here we go, with the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Cheers, Crofty. See what everyone is on, hey? Now it's a split between the mediums and the softs. Gasly maintains position, as does Yuki. So I think we will go back on balanced for that right now. We'll go on balanced and aggressive. And we'll keep it on deploy for now. As a look, dives up the inside. Nice move. If he can make it stick, and he has.
Good job.
We're going to push on these tyres a bit now.
And we have Martin to push a little bit more on the tires.
Okay.
We might push on the engine a bit too.
Good job.
See if we can catch that gap up to K-Mag. And I think Yuki got around Lando. There he did.
Now let's look at this. The focus on Tsunoda.
Yeah, he just mugged him off around the outside. Good move, Yuki.
And there they go, moving up a position in the pack.
Good job, boy.
The driver's team there cheering them on.
Push him as well.
Seems to have been a lockup.
Max locked up
We can take a look now. Now here we see Max Verstappen.
from the lead.
Well, they've lost
Ooh,
it. They've locked
not
up.
good for him. Just let the Ferraris go. And drop 2.5 seconds behind his teammate. Zhou and Ocon are in the pits. Lewis is in as well. What tyres are they on? Lewis is on hards. So is Esteban. Okay, good to know. Tyres is Magnussen on here. He's got 38%, so he's got the same as us.
Alpine just advanced.
I'm gonna go back on balance, I think, for now.
You can lift off turn 3 to avoid instability.
Copy.
We were chewing up our fuel pretty good there. Hopefully we can get that back by the end of the race. Okay, we're going to go another lap. We're going to go pit our boys on lap 19 and 20.
Yeah, the ball is so understeer. Can you help me?
Okay, in comes Pierre.
Yeah, in the box.
The only one in the pits from the looks of things. Oh no, Ricardo followed him in. Okay.
No grip.
Yeah, understood.
We are behind Lando and Zhou. So we're going to push again. And we're going to call Yuki in. .7, not bad. There goes Mick. Sonoda comes out in front of Ricardo. Still. Oh, we are so close to being back in that DRS range. Oh, it's a crash. Who binned it? Safety car. Oh, it looks like one of the Mercs. Is that George? It is, it's George. Have to see what he did. Yep, Russell is out.
I think that was a crash. Let's take a look at the replay. Now let's look at this. Here's George Russell. That crash is terrible news for the team.
I think he took out one of the Hasses as well. K-Mag, probably.
Lift off if you can, please. Need a little bit more.
Yeah.
I don't know if these guys are going to pit. I'm going to go on conserve. So when will science go? We got 24 laps to go.
Racing from the line, racing from the line.
We're going to go now, I think.
Okay.
See if we can get past anybody. We've got Zhou up there, I think, holding these guys back. Uh-oh, Alonso gets past Lando. And Zhou, he gets past both of them. Nice move, Fernando.
2 cars out, a lot of the way.
Ooh, another safety car. Go back on harvest for now. And light, we'll see who crashed. It says 2 cars. I don't really know who. Oh, Pierre lost his front wing. We're gonna have to pit him. There we go. What happened?
Here's the replay. Now just focus on the Haas.
Oh, he does what George did. He crashes and then takes
That
out
was a
Pierre.
serious collision.
Oh no, he did not. Pierre just wrecked him. Okay.
And the team had such high hopes today. What a shame.
Gasly has a 5-second penalty. Do we have any tires for this? I'm gonna put these on him, I think. You know what? I think we're gonna do that for both of them. We've got 20 laps to go.
And box, Yuki box.
We should come out in front. Well, we'll be last, but we will have 2-step softer tires than anybody else. I don't know if anyone is going to pit. It doesn't look like anyone is. Yuki is in. We're giving up track position, I'm well aware of that. But I like the soft compound tires. We'll be the only ones on them. Away he goes.
Copy.
Here's Pierre. Gonna have his penalty and a front wing change. There's the penalty. There's the front wing change. Tyres are on. Away he goes. Okay, we have resumed. So neutral for now, I think. Actually, no, we'll go on overtake for him. We will go push. And we'll go standard, I think, on the tyres. Likewise with him. We'll keep it on neutral for Pierre. See how we go. Oh, he's caught up already. There you go. We'll go on overtake for both of them. So now we'll see what we can do here, because we do have fresher tyres than anybody. Oh, he's past him. You're gonna get all those guys? Got one of the Alpines. Trying to get the other one. Manages it. Yuki up to P7. What a move. Gasly is right on that same little pack there. Yuki gets around Lewis.
Let's have a look. Now look at this. It was the Alpha Tauri driver involved.
Just powered past him. More grip, more power. Lewis put up a good fight, but the hards don't have anything.
Watching on and clearly loving that.
Compared to the softs. Now I guess we see if we can pull away from Lewis. Some people pitted. I'm going to go back to balance, I think, for him. And we'll go back to neutral. So Pierre needs to gain a couple of places here. Needs to get around Norris, close up to Lewis, and get around him. That's going to be a tough ask. But we'll see what we can do.
And McLaren with a great overtake.
Oh, there we go. We're in range of Lewis now.
Looks like there's been a lockup.
Bottas locked up. Yuki's up to P5 now. Yeah, starting to close down that gap to Fernando. Was over 2, now it's less than 1.5. It's the extra grip he's got. Without a shadow of a doubt. So now he's in range of Fernando. Probably going to get around him, he does. Briefly. Definitely did that time. Now we're going to go back on neutral for him, I think. He has got his... They're both going to get their bonus at this rate. I think, yeah, Fernando did get around him then as well. I'm going to go back on overtake, I think. Or should we go deploy? Maybe we go deploy. Last lap, so we're going to push with Yuki. And I think we'll push with Pierre as well. See what we can do here. May as well. Been a real good race for us regardless. Lewis has fallen out of the points.
Let's lift off, please.
A terrible day for Mercedes. And if Pierre can get around Fernando here, which he looks like he's going to have a go here, squeezes past. Who gets DRS? Fernando does, I think. Well, nothing else to it. We're just going to go aggressive. We got half a lap to go.
Push hard, push hard. You can push harder.
Leclerc's got a second and a half over Max. He's going to take the dub. And then Perez is a further 8 seconds back with Sainz right on his tail. Gonna go super aggressive with both of them. Why not? Leclerc wins. Yuki's got a second and a half over Valtteri.
That's Leclerc! Charles Leclerc is today's winner!
So P5 for Yuki, excellent result there. And it's going to be P8 for Pierre. So we'll go back on balance for him just so he has enough fuel. And he's done it. So P5 and P8. Now imagine where Pierre would be if he didn't ruin his front wing. Probably around Yuki. I think he'd be just in front of Yuki. So we probably could have finished 5th and 6th.
You're doing a very good job.
But I'll take 5th and 8th. Absolutely.
This was a breathtaking Grand Prix from Yuki Tsunoda, and a well-deserved result. I think AlphaTauri will be very pleased with that result.
It's really wonderful to see all the hard work they've been putting in paying off like this.
And after this result, the team is 4th in the constructor standings.
For the next round in Formula One, the teams are traveling to the circuit Gilles Villeneuve for the Canadian Grand Prix in Montreal.
So there we go. Leclerc with the dub also gets the bonus point for fastest lap. Verstappen P2, Perez rounds out the podium with Sainz, Tsunoda, Bottas, Alonso, Gasly, Ocon and Guan Yu, your points scorers today. Hamilton had a bit of a shocker, finishes back there in P11, Lando 12th, Schumacher 13th, Ricciardo 14th, Vettel 15th, Stroll, Albon and Latifi, the remaining drivers who finished the race. Latifi was the only man a lap down, and Magnussen retired as a result of that contact with Pierre, whereas George had a single car accident about halfway through the race, and that's it. Drivers' Championship, Leclerc manages to regain the lead, now has 8 points over Max. Sainz and Perez are still hanging on, but it looks like it's going to be a fight between Leclerc and Verstappen for the championship, unless Carlos and Sergio can put together a string of races where they will beat their teammates. Pierre manages to hold on to P6. Valtteri jumps over George, courtesy of the fact that George had his crash. Alonso gains a spot at the expense of Guan Yu, and Yuki is up 4 spots, up to P11 in the points. Same 5 drivers still have yet to score: the 2 Williams, the 2 Astons, and Mick Schumacher. Constructor-wise, we close the gap to Mercedes, courtesy of their poor race here today, and we pull away from Alfa Romeo thanks to Valtteri Bottas and his tyre lockup towards the end of the race. I still think Alfa will overhaul us, but we shall wait and see, I guess. Ferrari pull further ahead in the constructors, gained 5 points on Red Bull, and the gap is now 24 points. Both Pierre and Liam get driver development points. Yuki's got to be pretty close. Of course, we used Liam Lawson in FP1, why he's gained a good chunk of potential there. Money-wise, we lost basically $1 million because both of our drivers achieved their bonus. We gained $3.5 million essentially, so we lose out a little bit, but we still gain $2.5 million overall for the weekend, which I will take. No parts were completed, so we will be back next time for the Canadian Grand Prix. The board are still absolutely delighted with Dario's efforts here this season, and their confidence has grown even more. Let's see where we want to spend his development point. I think we'll go in defending actually, and the other driver was Liam Lawson, who has another point, and we were working on his smoothness and adaptability. So I'm going to go adaptability. I guess we could check Yuki, but I don't... Oh, he does have one. Okay, he must have had one from last time. What do we need to improve at with Yuki? Yuki needs to just be better overall. So I'm going to give him a boost to his cornering. That's going to be it from Baku. And we'll be back next time with the Canadian Grand Prix. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Have an awesome day, like, subscribe, and I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching.